Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered how come all of these gurus and guys that you see online are able to make so much money? How come they're able to position themselves so well, so good that everyone is literally throwing money at them? Well, their secret is a dark one, as in they built cult audiences. They built an entire cult around their story, their mission, and who they are. Because the best thing to leverage in 2025 is attention, but even beyond that, having loyal followers and loyal cult believers will take you to a level that you've never even imagined. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the step-by-step blueprint to build your own cult audience and go viral on social media in 2025. And I'm really excited for this, so let's jump in. So if you wanna go viral and build a cult audience, you need to become a true cult leader. And this is what I'm gonna show you in this video. So here's what we're gonna cover. First, we're gonna take a look at how you can create your world and make others get lost in it. And then how you can make people fall in love with the hero, which is you. And then how you can choose your enemy, building your belief system, and last but not least, turning the cult followers into soulmate clients. So this is gonna be an amazing video, and by the end, you will learn how to build an audience that is obsessed with you, how you can leverage social media to build attention, build loyalty, and in the end, work with your soulmate clients and make more money than you've ever imagined. So let's jump in because this is gonna be awesome. So first, you need to create your world and make others get lost in it. So look, people don't want to just buy things. We all want to join a tribe, and deep down, everyone wants to be part of a movement. And let's take a look at a couple of people from the online space that are doing this. So we got Andrew Tate in here, who's built such a cult audience that he's now able to bring in so many people, thousands of people, into his platform and therefore make a lot of money. But not only that, the fact that he has that strong of a support allows him to move and position himself in any kind of market he wants. We can take a look at Luke Belmar, who's building the cults as well and who's building Capital Club. And we got the Hormozis, who are providing so much value, and they built their cults, and so they're able to actually scale their business, acquisition.com, so much faster than if they didn't have a brand. So guys, how can you create your world? You need to present a story of unique characters. So we got story, unique characters that go through a deep transformation. So let's look at some examples right now. We got Breaking Bad. I don't know if you guys watched this show, but I was so obsessed with it because it created this amazing world with such a transformation for every character that I think I finished the show in like 2 weeks. And so we got Walter White's world of crime, chemistry, and moral decay in here for Breaking Bad. Then we got Harry Potter. So J.K. Rowling built an entire universe with its own rules, language, and culture. And this is one of the best universes ever created in stories and in media because it made people feel like they actually belong in that world, like they're actually there. And that's exactly what you want to do. And last but not least, we got Spider-Man. So we got the story of a kid from Queens turning into the most popular superhero. And I used to be obsessed with Spider-Man. Hopefully you were as well, because if so, awesome. And every single one of these had one thing in common. They all built a unique brand narrative. A unique brand narrative. And I'm gonna walk you guys through what I'm doing myself and how I'm building my own world and brand narrative. So this is me, I'm Andre, and what I'm building is Unlocked Creators. So this is my brand. And it's all about this new era that I'm defining. So my thesis is that the old way of building an online business is dead. And as the world is changing faster than ever, your typical old funnel and typical old way of building a business just doesn't cut it anymore. So what's the secret to a successful online business that gives you true freedom? It's becoming an Unlocked Creator. Now, what is an Unlocked Creator? An Unlocked Creator values freedom over anything else. They scale fast and they build their dream business based on their dream life. So this is my entire universe, my entire world that I'm creating, and therefore the culture around it, because it's so important to have this. This allows me to create a culture and this terminology, the Unlock Creator, bigger than myself. And most importantly, it allows me to have a huge impact when comparing to someone else that doesn't have this, doesn't have their own world. So the way I'm creating my universe is just sharing parts of my life. So it doesn't need to be that complicated. I'm sharing where I'm traveling. I love networking, so I just went to Dubai. I'm about to go there again. I love cigars, right? So this is part of my universe. I love supercars. And it's all about sharing all of these different sides of you to the world, and therefore creating your own unique universe. And the thing is, you need to make sure you have a consistent visual identity when it comes to actually building your brand. So if you look on my Instagram, I have the consistency in style. If you look on my YouTube, it's the same thing. And this is all about colors, fonts, editing style. You need to have your unique language if you want to create your world, and a storyline that keeps evolving. So this is all about treating your brand kind of like a TV show or a superhero movie in which you are the actual hero and you get to decide the story, you get to decide the transformation, and it's all about being transparent and actually showing that. But this is my world, Unlock Creators, and you can create something like this as well for any kind of niche. And I'm gonna walk you through the following steps so you can actually do that. So let's take a look. Next thing is all about making them fall in love with the hero. So we got Spider-Man in here as well. And as Uncle Ben famously said, with great power comes great responsibility. So you need to keep in mind, if you actually want to build a brand that succeeds long-term, you are responsible for delivering a positive, good message and actually using your platform for the better, for the greater good. And so you are the hero of your brand story. People follow people, not faceless brands. This is what you got to keep in mind. If you want to build a faceless brand, sure, you can have some success with it, but ideally you need to represent the brand. There's no such thing as a faceless random brand. No such thing. And so I put this amazing quote in here from Dolores Jordan, who's the mother of Michael Jordan, who said, "A shoe is just a shoe until my son steps into it." And this happened when they were working on that deal with Nike for the first Air Jordan. And so she told them that their shoe is just a shoe until her son steps into it. And Michael Jordan himself and his entire image, his entire story is the reason why this shoe is one of the most iconic shoes in history. It's not the shoe. Like, people don't truly care that much about the shoe. They only care about what the shoe represents. And the shoe is basically, in and of itself, is the story of Michael Jordan. And that's what they care about. And so it's the same with a brand. People don't care about generic educational content. They want someone unique. They want a hero, and that's what I'm gonna help you create. You gotta be relatable, you gotta be vulnerable, and you gotta be aspirational. So these are the three main things that you gotta implement. And so let's walk through something amazing, which is the Stan Lee way of creating great characters. So this is his framework, and if you know Stan Lee, if you're familiar with the guy, he's basically the one that created Spider-Man, the entire Marvel universe, Hulk, all of these iconic heroes and characters, and supervillains as well. And so his framework goes like this. First, you need to emphasize relatability. So you need to be super relatable. Whatever niche you're in, whatever industry you're in, you need to show your journey, and you need to make it really relatable for people. You need to show the mistakes you made, the lessons that you learned, and ultimately show them that you're human, just like they are. The next thing is developing unique and interesting traits. So what are your unique traits? What are your gifts? What are the things that you're the best at? And you need to develop those and nurture those more and actually share those with people. The third thing is creating compelling backstories. How did you end up here and what's the actual transformation? Because the next thing is building consistent character development. So people need to constantly see you evolving, you actually transforming yourself. And last but not least, you need to balance superhuman abilities with human emotions. So what do I mean by this? Let's say you're an expert in the AI niche, or let's say you're an amazing online fitness coach and you're in amazing shape and now you want to coach others. Well, you need to balance those quote unquote superhuman abilities, right, with some human emotions and some flaws that we all have. And so sharing and being vulnerable and actually sharing that part of you who's not perfect, who's not superhuman, who is actually human, who's going through rough patches, sharing that with people will create that connection. Because look, at the end of the day, if you want to make money with social media, if you want to go viral but with the purpose, you need to create human connection with people. Because on the other side of the screen, on the other side of this camera right now, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to someone who's human, who's got feelings. And so balancing the superhuman abilities with human emotions will create that hero, just like Spider-Man, for example. Spider-Man was amazing, right? But Peter Parker was just a regular kid going to high school, dealing with, exams, like tests, problems with like being bullied with the girls, like all of these really quote unquote mundane almost things, right? But that's what actually made him so relatable and so likable as well. And I want to walk you through how I'm building my story and what I've shared this year. So Instagram, like in 2024, things have been crazy. I started literally from scratch, my personal brand from scratch. Before, if you don't know me by now, before I used to run 3 businesses at once. I had a creative agency, an e-com store, a SaaS platform. And then I stopped all of that. I had a mental breakdown, which is a key part of my story because that's what actually initiated this entire journey for me. I had that mental breakdown and I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna start creating content and I want a voice, I want a platform, and I want to take what I've been through and actually use that to help others. And so last year I started from scratch, from zero, and I went from zero to 170,000 plus followers right now across all channels, which is absolutely crazy. And I started at one point to truly be vulnerable and share my backstory. I started actually sharing stories just like this with the baby Andre, kid Andre, with like this little kid had no idea what was coming. And you can do this with story sequences and series on Instagram. And then I was like, growing up, I was always creating stories, art, ideas. My mind never stopped. This little kid had that creative spirit in him since back then. But my biggest fear, that I never find my true purpose, that all my creativity would go to waste. And P.S., I've been a great driver ever since then. So here's, baby Andre, little Andre driving a super old car. And then that's kind of like, that's the super early beginnings, right? Humble beginnings, presenting the fact that, I had all of these ideas. I was always this creative kid. Like back in school, ever since I was, I think, in 3rd grade, I started designing like magazines and basically selling them to kids and hustling tattoos as well. Like I've done so many different things. Point being, the backstory of the hero Andre is super creative kid, right? Like this kid that had this creative drive, he just didn't know what to do with it. And one point in my life, I discovered music. I think it was in 8th grade when I really went into music. And then that was a part of my life. That was basically my life for 12 years. And I posted a story sequence about that. And I keep talking about it in my content on Instagram, on my stories. And so I dedicated over 12 years to making music and becoming a successful artist. And I became the artist I was looking for. I put out albums and projects I'm still proud of to this day. And even though I thought this would be my lifetime career, it ended in 2022. So this is kind of like a turning point in the story of the hero. And like even now talking to you guys, like this feels so surreal because it does feel like I've lived 5 different lives. But this is again a chapter in my life that I'm willing to share and I want to be open about, because this creates that connection with the people and with the audience. And I'm literally like presenting my life journey so far, but I present it in such a way that it feels like a movie. It feels like you're watching the character from, you know, the baby Andre to the Andre that was in music. And then at one point, I'm saying I took all that creativity and passion and I put it into building my businesses and now my personal brand. And therefore, that's the big turning points. And then I'm talking about this is how I turned myself into a brand that makes money in less than 6 months. I'm sharing more of my journey in here like a couple of months ago. This was way back. Like I remember posting this like a couple of months ago. I had 200 followers. Now I have an audience of over 42,000 on Instagram. Now we're close to 200,000, which is so crazy. And yeah, and I even like posted the story with like every step has led me closer to this moment and I'm making this kid proud. So it's all about sharing different chapters of your life and presenting that like a story, the story of the hero, which is you. And you do that like super organically. You do that in a really natural way. You can even go way back and share, you know, pictures of your baby self, the baby hero, and show them the transformation, the entire character development that you're going through. And I'm still going through it right now. So it never stops. And that's the secret. You never stop developing and growing and actually sharing that transformation. What you can do as well, what I've done as well, is like posting content on YouTube and be super vulnerable. Like talk for 20 minutes, you know, just talk and share your pain, share your lessons, share the things that you learned, share your hard times, you know, just be vulnerable. And when I say vulnerable, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to cry on camera. Like, I don't want to just, you know, seem like I'm just complaining. Being vulnerable is not about just complaining about the things that happen to you without presenting the lessons, right? That's complaining, and that's the attitude of a victim. The attitude of a winner and a hero, in this case, is saying, okay, I went through this, but I learned this, and here's how you can take this and apply it in your own life. So hopefully that makes sense. Like the victim mentality is just complaining, but the hero mentality and the winner mentality is showing the transformation, even the bad things that happen, and saying, hey, I went through this in my life, but here's what I learned from it. And you can apply this, take this into every single niche. This is pretty much it for building your hero. A couple of things that you got to keep in mind. Again, relatable, vulnerable, and aspirational. You constantly need to show people what you're aiming for, what your goals are. The third thing is choosing your enemy wisely. So loyal armies don't exist without an enemy. We got the best example here of two really big rivals. We got Apple versus Microsoft. The reason why you need an enemy is that you need like something to fight against. People need to see you as the hero who's fighting against this kind of enemy. And your enemy can be one of these things or a combination. So your enemy can be an action. Your enemy can be a product or an item. Your enemy can be a version of yourself, and your enemy can be a company. So all of these different things, let's call it villain. Choose your villain wisely. And so in my case, I literally chose a past version of myself as an enemy. So I don't know if you can understand this handwriting, but this is literally from my notes. I sat down and I defined the hero, I defined the enemy. So my enemy is actually the past version of myself, which is the chaotic business owner, the chaotic business builder, who has no clue what the fuck he's doing, and he's just diving into businesses, shiny object syndrome, cannot focus, no clarity, all of that. So I literally made this versus, table in here, with the business builder, chaotic on the left, and the unlock creator on the right. So let me actually use some color here. And so this is the enemy right here. So the chaotic business builder deals with headaches, with energy vampires, with nightmare clients. This is literally who I was when I was running my agency. I was dealing with the worst clients, the people that didn't understand my vision. Just, it was the worst thing. And I was so stressed out. You know, I was dealing with big team, with like a bunch of people that, like, the communication wasn't there. It was a huge chaotic team. It didn't work. Dealing with no systems, all of that. And I did literally a side-by-side versus, and for the Unlock Creator, which is the new me or the hero in the world that I'm building, it's all about simplicity. It's all about working with soulmate clients, all about creating a lean team, all about high profits, all about having systems and being actually AI enhanced. So I just did this versus, like, I found my enemy, which was my past self, and that's who I'm fighting against. And so this is literally like going super in depth here. I'm just giving you guys the formula on what I did. I took this, right? And I was just like, okay, what's the enemy? The chaotic business builder who's relying on a complicated business. Let me go back to this. So a complicated business, no clarity. Bear with me while I change this. No clarity, right? So this is literally who I used to be, and I gave an example here. So it says, I'm a busy mom, passionate about marketing, but I love painting penguins, and I want to sell a course on cooking pasta because I love Italian food, right? So this is the enemy that I'm fighting, the past version of myself, or anyone for that matter that is kind of in the same place. That's the enemy. And so that's my messaging, like, fuck the chaotic business builder, here's the Unlock Creator. Again, is dealing with energy vampires, with low profits, no systems, isn't AI enhanced. And the hero is on this side. Simple business, right? Simple business, clarity, deals with soulmate clients, high profits, using systems, automations, is fully AI enhanced. And I even have this meme in here. The chaotic business builders, they deal with multiple offers, no clear offer roadmap for customers, no clear outcome for their customers, confused clients. And us Unlock Creators, we have one clear offer, one clear promise, a clear roadmap for the clients. Same outcome, but multiple levels of access of support. And we give people the opportunity to choose their level. And we do gamified business building, which I'm gonna expand on more in the video a bit later. But this is literally side by side, who's the hero, who's the enemy, and you do a versus. And that's how you can essentially build your enemy. It can be a past version of yourself, it can be a company, an old way of doing things. You can think of anything in your niche, and that's how you can actually do this and build it out. And I will recommend on actually doing this to get the clarity on who am I even trying to target? Like, what's my soulmate client? What's the cult audience and cult follower, ideal follower that I'm looking for? And so this is what we're building with Unlock Creators. And this is, by the way, an invitation for you to join our free Unlocked Creators Academy. We got this on School. The link is going to be in the description down below. You can join in now. And if you're ready to become an Unlock Creator, if you don't want to be that chaotic business builder, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But let's go forward. So the fourth thing, building your belief system. So building your belief system as the hero, as the cult leader, is all about presenting your core values, your unique mechanism, and stories that have actually changed you. And so again, for me, the new era, this is my belief. My belief is all about freedom, all about scaling fast, and all about creating a dream business that is actually built on your dream life. And my thesis, again, with this is that the old way of relying on your typical classic funnel is just not good enough. Why? Because funnels are relying on huge amounts of traffic to actually try and get some sales, convince people to buy from you. And trust me, guys, I've been through this last year, trying to struggle to get people to say yes at first, but then it literally changed. So this changed everything for me when I implemented what I like to call the Unlocked Flywheel OS. So the Unlocked Flywheel OS is If you're familiar with a flywheel, this is an ecosystem that is based on creating and basically driving energy and compounding energy. So each component basically drives the other. So in here we have 4 main components. We have the soulmate leads, which are basically your ideal cult followers, if you like to call them that. And then we have the loyal community, which I'm doing it on Skool. When the soulmate leads, either from Instagram or YouTube, when they enter your world, your ecosystem, you get those people into your community and then they become loyal members of that community. And then you turn those into dream customers. We do that through advancing people to a paid community. And then last but not least, we turn those dream customers into soulmate clients with the hero offer. And this is all about one-to-one mentorship and guidance for coaches that want to scale their business. And then we use these case studies from here to fuel the content and actually let the soulmate leads know about it as well. And my other unique mechanism is the unlocked mastery. So my belief system is that I just hate courses, like the infinite courses with so many different resources. So what we're creating for our Unlock Creators School is this leveling system, and we call it Unlocked Mastery. And it's all about, if you're familiar with video games, we got these badges in here. They look awesome. And you get to collect all of these different badges. And it's like a game. So instead of on Skool, instead of having 50 different courses that just overwhelm you and confuse you, you start from level 1. And each of these levels has a system that you can implement into your coaching business to actually scale. And so when you're done implementing the level 1, when you're done with this, you're gonna get access to level 2. You're gonna get the badge, right? And then you're gonna get access to level 2. When you're done implementing level 2, you get access to level 3 until you get all of these done. And that way we ensure fast results, no more overwhelm, and most importantly, clarity. And why do I believe in this? Well, I started with courses, guys. I started how all of these gurus are telling you. But what I noticed is that people don't want just another course, right? They're sick and tired of gurus selling courses that don't truly make a difference, that don't truly make an impact. What do people want the most from the hero? Let's say in this scenario, from the cult leader. They want access, direct access to you. They want your personal guidance. And that kind of flipped the switch in my mind. And I realized that, wait a minute, if I keep on building courses just like all of these other guys, I'm just gonna be like the other guys. And I don't wanna be like the other guys. I wanna be the Unlock Creator. I want to be the one that disrupts the market and that introduces a unique belief system that is so strong that creates that cold audience. And so my thesis is, no overwhelming courses, no random PDF guides, no stress. I used to be in that spot. I don't want to be there anymore. This is why I'm developing the Unlock Mastery, the Unlock Flywheel system that we have instead of your typical funnel. And this is the new era. And so your belief system will drive this entire mechanism. And it's all about these 3 things: your core values, your unique mechanism, and the stories that have truly changed you. What did you go through to realize that that particular thing didn't really work for you? So now you're building something better. This is what I'm doing. I tried out all of these different things, and this is how I got here because I've actually gone through it. I've paid thousands for random material, spent so many hours being confused, not having the clarity, and so this is what I'm building right now. And let's go to the final step, which is turning your cult followers into your soulmate clients. So you don't want to just build an audience, right? You don't want just random attention. A cult audience isn't just for engagement. They are your soulmate clients who need your hero offer. And so an Unlock Creator optimizes for what? For loyalty. Why? Because loyalty brings the big bucks. And so if you want to turn your soulmates or cult followers into your soulmate clients, you just use the flywheel system. So you start by actually providing value to people with your content. You have your hero offer, which is basically the one-to-one mentorship. You start by providing value to people through the content. You get people in a free community. You then get people in a paid community, and then you introduce them to the hero offer that you have, which is access to you. And to help you understand this better, we have this hero offer value ladder in here, as I like to call it, which is one solution, multiple levels of access. So right now, if you're a coach, let's say you're in the digital marketing niche and you want to mentor people and you want to help them grow, you can have one single solution, but multiple, almost like steps on a staircase, levels for that particular offer. So the way this works is we start with the free value. This is the first step, right? It's frictionless. They don't need to, they just got to watch your videos. This is for free. And then they go one step up to the free community on Skool. Skool is amazing because you can combine the material, the masterclasses, workshops, and the community as well. And then you advance these people to group coaching. And then last but not least, one-to-one mentorship, which is the final step of the staircase. So this is one solution, multiple levels of access. Now, why are we doing this? So why are we doing this as Unlock creators? Well, again, I've learned from past mistakes. What people are doing, so you got, your typical coach, here. What people are doing, they're creating a course, they're creating a PDF guide, they have, let's say, a masterclass, they got, they got another guide, they got a one-to-one call type thing, they got workshops, they got all of these different offers, and what ends up happening is that your soulmate clients is just like, what the fuck? It's just like super confused, and nobody understands what's happening. Nobody understands what you're truly offering because you're trying to offer everything. And as the hero, if you're trying to save everyone, you're gonna end up saving no one. So this is the golden rule. So we do this to simplify everything. So if you're someone that wants a simple, high profitable coaching business, that's how you do it. You implement the value ladder and this flywheel, Unlock Flywheel OS, which is the ecosystem. And that's how you actually get people from, and this is really like simple and clear to understand. It's like you bring people from the free value to the free community, to the paid community, and then last but not least, the final step of the way, the one-to-one mentorship. And obviously, as you go up the ladder, they got to pay more to get access to you. So this is the idea. And so a couple of things here with converting your cult followers to your soulmate clients, you got to use your own language to address their desires. So what does that mean? Let's say the dream outcome of your clients is to lose 20 pounds of weight, right? In less than 6 months. I don't know if that's really like achievable or not, it doesn't matter. Let's say this is the dream outcome. You have to use your own unique language, your unique mechanism and all of that to address their specific desire. And that's how you draw them in. So that's the first point. Second, you need to talk directly to your soulmate client. So again, imagine when you're recording, when you're creating content, always think, guys, there's always someone on the other side of that camera. And then you got to think, okay, what is the language that they would use? What is the language that I need to use to draw them in? What is the language that I need to use to help them make the best decision for their business? And last but not least, be ready to save them from the fire at any point. Only your soulmate clients, but you got to be the hero. You got to be the hero that saves them from the fire at any point. What does that mean? That means across their journey, right? They start here and they want to end up here, They want to go from point A to point B. Across their journey, they're going to need your soulmate clients. They're going to need some help, and they're going to reach a critical low point in which they need help. And at every step of the way, you have to be there for them in order for you to actually make that offer to help, present your hero offer, and jump in and actually help them. And you do that by being consistent, you do that by providing value, you do that by constantly presenting different options for them to work with you. So this can go again back to the value ladder, whether that's a free community, a free webinar, a free workshop, paid community, the one-to-one mentorship. This is basically all about being in front of your cold followers, of your soulmate clients, and being ready to help them and save them from the fire at any point. And for lack of a better image, I used, I believe, Spider-Man with Mary Jane. I think it's in here. I don't know. I'm not that in tune with the comics. If you guys know, drop it down in the comments, but that's basically it. So if this was valuable to you, make sure you subscribe, because the next one is gonna be absolutely fire. I'm gonna give you all of my secrets on how I sign high ticket clients, how you can do that as well for your business, no matter what niche you're in, and I'll see you in the next video, and let's win.